Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks very much for being here. If you are new here or a returning watcher, subscriber, thank you very much for checking out this video. I'm Adam. I think I've been calling myself the creator behind Crafty Wool. And yeah, this is my YouTube channel. I do try to upload videos as often as I can, or I have something to, whenever I've got something to bring you. So I just thought it's been long enough and I've got quite a lot of things to show you. So I thought it was time to make another video. Obviously Pepper is in the background. Yeah, just having a good time on my chair that I bought for myself and I barely use because he uses it a lot more. And this cover, I had to actually buy a cover for the armchair because I don't know if you've seen it before, but it was like sort of like a cream faux leather armchair that he decided to completely pluck and sharpen his claws on. So yeah, it was scratched to absolute bits. So I just decided to buy this little cover from Vinted. I think I got it. Just typed in armchair cover and this is what came. I'm pretty sure the back of it is the wrong way around, but it doesn't matter. He uses it. It is. If he doesn't like it, he can change it. Yeah, that's his doors enough. Yeah, I never usually mention this, but if you're wondering, I'm based in the UK, because I think people usually mention where they're coming from. I'm based in the UK, originally Hungarian, so if you're finding a bit of accent, that's probably why. Yeah, so from the northwest of England, I'm currently based in. So yeah, um, where do I start? I mean, if I hope you've all watched Judy's um Conversations with Judy last month. I was featured on it as the guest. It's a live that Judy does every month called Conversations with Judy. I will have her channel and the live linked down below if you'd like to have a look. You will hear me mention Judy quite a lot. She is probably the main mentor that I've got in my crochet journey. Gosh, I'm using really very 2026 words. Crochet journey. And anyway, sidetracking. You might have seen me showing pictures of some yarn I purchased. And I actually did mention this on a previous video I did, that we were going to a warehouse event based in Leicester. Now, I found out about this from Amora Loves Yarn, or is it just Amora now? I'll link her channel down below. I'm pretty sure she's based around me somewhere here up in Lancashire. Um, so she has done a couple of videos where she went to this warehouse in Leicester. They are called M&A Stationers. I think that's the company under the warehouse, but I think they are Knitco, which if you purchase yarn in the UK, I'm pretty sure you would have seen Knitco, and I think they are Knitco. I think. Please don't quote me on this. So when you purchase from the warehouse, they have these warehouse events every month, I think, a Saturday and a Sunday, and you do get a very good price for your yarn. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say how much. so I'm not going to. However, it was worth it. It was really the 2.5 hours drive and fueling up my car in the fuel crisis that we're going through. It was still worth it. So it was worth the trip and worth fueling up, definitely. So I've been showing a couple of pictures of it, but I've not actually gone through to show you guys what I actually purchased. So I'm going to start with that, and then once I've done with that, I'll show you finished object and what I'm currently working on. So I'm going to start here. There's stuff there, but there's a lot more stuff down here as well. So I'm going to start with, of course, they're all upside down. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Yarn Art Flowers Merino, but these are the DK ones, so they're not as thin as the usual Yarn Art cakes. I've tried those before. They're really good, really nice, but they're too thin for me. It takes me too long to work them up. I get bored, I get sidetracked, so I just decided to get some of these. Again, not saying prices. If you know how much one costs, if you were going to purchase it in a shop, I bought two for less than that. That will give you an indication. But yeah, so I just went for this grey and blue and black coloured. It's, where is it? So it's 25% wool and 75% acrylic. Now they call it merino, flowers merino, so I'd like to think it's not just wool, but it's merino. I'm pretty sure it will be, but I always find it a bit curious when they say wool, but in the name it's got merino. I don't know if anyone else finds that. I just question it, but I mean, it's soft, more than likely it is merino. So yeah, that's one of the things. I'm so glad I'm actually doing this now, because everything's still packaged in plastic and I just want to get rid of them. When I get to it, I'll tell you. So, I've opened everything, obviously. These are the Papatia batik or batik cotton blends. There's 2, 4, it's 5 in a pack, 100 grams, 225 meters each, 30 cotton, 70 acrylic. These are really nice. I've not opened this one because I've got another pack that I've opened, but it's in those colours. So this is the one I've got open. So those are the colours. If you're interested in any of the colours I bought, please drop me a message. I'll have a look for you. I'm trying not to keep the video too long, going through every detail. We've all got stuff to do. It's really nice. It's a cotton and acrylic blend. It's a nice cotton that you could use it for, absolutely anything. But it's, what am I trying to say? So it's nice enough for a cotton, but it's also obviously, I think the cotton softens up the acrylic as well. So yeah, it's really, really nice. And I'm already tangling it. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Oh, right, okay. Let me just do that. And I'll sort them later. Right, that's one box done. I'm actually amazed Pepper's not climbed onto the table yet, because he usually does. start here. So when I started to say, I'm glad to be doing this finally, because, and then I cut myself off, because there's two packs of yarns, this and this. Now these are 100% acrylic skeins, cheap, as in not ridiculously cheap. I actually regret not buying more of them, but I can always just go back. However, you know when you get an acrylic, and I don't know whether it's because of how they were made or how they were stored, but you get the feeling that it's not the best acrylics. Now, for what I've paid, I couldn't care less. But my thing with these sort of acrylics is give them a right good wash with detergent. And obviously, because they're acrylic, I'll just use everyday detergent, softener, I think you call them in America, if you're watching Africa. Because obviously that makes a massive difference. To me, it makes a massive difference. So I'm really curious to see, once I wash them all, they're all in a hang, so you know, absolutely perfect. Chuck them in the wash, not even the wash, but just, you know, soak them for a bit and then spin them in my spin dryer, with quite a bit of detergent, and I bet they'll be soft as anything. So that's what I was waiting on to do this video, so I can chuck these in a bath of detergent and see how soft they come out. Now again, I know it sounds a bit negative how I'm describing them. Look, I think we all know in this day and age, you can't be, you know, if you can only buy acrylic yarn, or if you want to buy acrylic yarn, buy it, because you can always soften it and use it however you want and how you can afford it. So I get a bit angry. I'm a massive advocate for people to use whatever yarn they want to and can afford to buy, because I've seen videos where really well-known people in the community are criticising acrylic yarn, and I think, how about you mind your business and let people work with what they can buy, what they can afford, and what they want to use. So please don't think I'm criticising the quality of the yarn. I'm just saying it's one of the, I mean, I've bought big brand, you know, well-known branded acrylic yarns, and I thought, this feels cheap. Put them through a detergent wash, they were absolutely fine. So I think this is all they're going to be. Now, like I said, these were ridiculously cheap. For a pack of, if I said you could, the cost of a Starbucks caramel macchiato, I'm not saying prices, but for that, I'll put up with the, not the softest yarnness. I don't care. So yeah, these are the purpley ones, and then I love these, and they work up. I've seen videos, people showing them. There is a bit of pooling, but it's not something where if you don't work with it right, it would look odd. It look, you know, it just works up really nicely. So, you know, can't wait to give them a try and go back and get some more in different colours. Oh, so sorry, I forgot to say, these are Knit Co. Good old-fashioned DK funky prints. You can see them all over the internet shops and TikTok shops. I'm gonna stick with Nitco for the time being. Well, actually, might be easier if I don't. Right, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go back to Papatia. These are Papatia Batik. The DK 100% acrylic, 360 meters. If you purchased yarn from Ice Yarns before, you probably would have seen this. So it's basically, I'm pretty sure it's just the same yarn with a different label. And I think Papatia is the cheaper option. And I don't have it open. So that's rude of me. So, you know how I said about not the softest of acrylics? It's one of those. If you went to a shop and you felt all the different acrylic yarns, you think, yeah, that's acrylic. But again, a detergent wash, they'll be right. You know, for what they cost, you can't complain. These are the same Papatia Batik. These are actually the ones that Luke spotted and said, "Are you getting those?" I said, "Yeah." Yeah, again, I mean, it's, you could work with it, but for me, I can just tell that if I used my crochet hook with this, I'd have a bit of dragging when I was working with it. So I know if I wash them, they'll be right as rain. And it's falling out of the bag. Okay. Okay, now we're onto the knit, back to Nitco. This was one of the pricier ones. The Nitco Cosmic Dust. I think, Judy, you'll like the colours of these. They're really nice and soft. Oh, they're sparkly. Don't know if you can... Yeah, there's a bit of sparkle. It's not really coming through. They've got wool, acrylic, polyester and polyamide in them. Really nice and soft. They're a DK. What am I looking for? I told you what they're made of and they're a DK. What am I looking for? And this is why I don't do videos often, because I don't do the usual YouTuber stuff. What was I looking for? The weight of them? 100 grams. Yeah, if there's anything you want to know about anything, just drop me a comment, drop me a message. I'll tell you. So yeah, these were the pricier ones, but still not. It's not. I didn't come home and thought, oh gosh, I shouldn't have bought them. If anything, I'm thinking I should have bought more. So these are what I personally started calling the Nitco Super Savers or Nitco Basic Acrylics, because they are 200 grams of Aran acrylic yarn, pack of 5 Starbucks, you know, a Starbucks latte, and you get all that. 420 meters. This actually feels better than the Papatia cakes yarns. This feels like an acrylic that you could just start working with, or I could just start working with, no issues whatsoever. So really, really nice. I mean, the colours of these, just, there's absolutely loads. I do have a theory that these are actually the Super Savers, because Crystal at Bag of Day did a video a couple of, maybe about 2 years ago, where she did a comparison, and also she highlighted the fact that Super Saver changed from, you're right there, Super Saver was changed from an American company, American manufacturer, to a Turkish manufacturer. Now, she bought yarn from Ice Yarns and compared the Ice Yarn acrylic and the Super Saver. They were identical. Now, these are made in Turkey. All of Nitco is made in Turkey. Is it all the same thing? I think so. And absolutely fine. Where's the off to? Okay. Yeah, so if it is all the same stuff, I'm not bothered. It's a steal. So, like I said, in this economy, you gotta do what you gotta do. Right, that's another empty box. I can't lift it because there's no room. Then you've got Nitco Melange. I don't know, but I've opened the bag in a really awkward place. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of these. Oops. 10 of these. It's sort of like a rowing style yarn. 100% acrylic. It says the 3mm hook, but I'd probably say it's a DK. 150 grams and 430 meters. And these are, I mean, I know they're 150 grams, but they're really they're really compact. So I would presume there's quite a bit of yarn in here. So yeah, again, this was the pricier one, but worth it. Then I've got a different colour of that. I absolutely love these. So it's the same yarn in these colours. Again, all fibres. Only 2 left, so please don't worry. I'm not going to keep you long. Got these are also Nitco, Nitco Northern Lights. 4mm, so I'd imagine it's a DK weight, and they're not open. They are now. Oh gosh, These are compact as well. Bit of ASMR. Gosh, yeah. 150 grams, 410 meters. So, gosh, yeah. Really nice colours. 10, 2, 4, 6. It's alright. Yeah, 8 of these. So, I can't count. I'm really bad at counting. And the last one. Knit Co. Good Old Fashioned Glittery. These were, again, very cheap. I've used Knit Co. Glittery in black before. I've actually got some, you can't see it, but there's a bag here that's got all the black Knit Co. in it. Really nice, basic acrylic with sparkle, like a sparkly thread running through it. And I decided, well, I was going to buy more of the black, and I think I wanted the dark purples, navy, pink, magenta, all the deep rich coloured ones. They didn't have any. They only had greens, yellows, oranges, and the white ones. So I got some of the white ones because I thought, well, it's, you know, it's a simple plain colour. I'm starting to realise I'm really motivated by colour rather than, what am I trying to say? If the colours don't excite me, I don't progress with the project, which I'll prove in a minute. But with this, I probably will, because I like the sparkly in it. I like that it's a, you know, it's it's white. You know, it's as exciting as it gets. But I think as it's going to make a nice fabric, it will motivate me to work on it quicker. So yeah, and there's 10 of those. So yeah, that's yeah, that's why I'm thinking everything could do with a wash, because it's from a massive warehouse, presumably. Well, no, it is dusty. So yeah, I'm gonna give everything a wash, and they'll probably be absolutely fine. So yeah, that's everything I've got. Like I said, if you've interested, or if you'd like to know any more information about any of them, please just ask, and I'll be happy to get back to you about that. Now, finished items, I've got quite a few, which I'm really happy about. One thing I did forget to show you last time was this. I finished, because I did a video on everything I did in 2025, and I didn't show this. It's a jumper I made for myself. I can't really hold it up. Yeah, just a really plain, simple jumper. I think I made it with Yarn Smith's acrylic, the basic acrylic they do, similar to the Knit Co one. Really nice and soft. If you remember, I actually made a cardigan out of this, but it was too big. It was the first cardigan I ever made. So I frogged it all, and I thought, I want to make a jumper, and I did. Now, when I was looking at patterns to make it, there's certainly no shortage of crochet jumper patterns or sweater patterns. but none of them were what I was looking for. Just I just couldn't find a simple pattern. So I decided to, in my head, I knew how to do it. I could picture it, but just the measurements I couldn't work out. So that's where I actually used AI to help me with coming up with a pattern. Now, you either love or hate AI. For me, for that, it was absolutely perfect because I could go, I could ask questions and instantly have the answer. And when you get a pattern, you don't get the response for yourself. You get a response that the designer has calculated for the pattern. Whereas for me, when I said, oof, it's a bit too wide here, what it told me specifically for my size how to customize it. So you are cheeky. I hope you all caught that. He just knocked Dorothy down. Who would do that? He's cheeky. He interrupted me. I'm just trying to go back to where I was. Yes, so when you... What am I trying to say here? For me, it was really useful to use AI just to help me create the right measurements and the right pattern. I mean, it's a simple pattern, but I could specify exactly what I wanted and it told me. So for that, I can recommend it, but at the same time, you do have to use your initiative sometimes and think, you said chain 80, but it's actually 84 because you need to put the spaces in. And it said, yes, you're right. Why didn't you tell me in the first place? And it didn't. Anyway, it's a guide, it's a recipe. Now, I have actually used it. So that's the second thing I'll show you. I used that same pattern to make my niece a little t-shirt. I need to sew the ends in. But yeah, exactly the same idea. I just said, can you change it to a 4 to 5 year old? And it did. Oh, and also I changed it to the granny stage. So yeah, there's that for my niece. And then I also decided to make a little skirt. I don't know if this will fit her. Again, I used AI and it said, yeah, that's the definite size. We'll see. I do like the little belt. I did. So even if it's too big, she can just tighten it up and should fit. If it's too big, if it's too small, scrap yarn. So yeah, that's the second. No, I finished it about a week ago. I'd say, and I still haven't sewn the ends in. This is one of the most recent ones I finished. This is a poncho. If I can find the... I don't have my mannequin. It's downstairs for some reason. Should have brought it up. Where the... Oh gosh. Right, I'll just show you the pattern. You know what a poncho looks like. But that's the pattern of it. And it's Bag O' Days crochet with... not crochet. Yeah, of course crochet. Bag O' Days poncho with sleeves. But I did the sleeveless version just because I like... just a poncho. I like to be a poncho. because I think when you add sleeves, it changes the size of it. So I thought if I'm selling it, I just want it to be a one size. So yeah, that's second project. Then I have, which one's this? This shawl, a shawlette. This is by 3 loops on the hook, paid for pattern, and there's a chart as well. I can't remember the name of it, but I will link the pattern down below. So if you would like to purchase it, highly recommend it. It's a V-stitch. It's a V-stitch pattern, and it gives you a little edge as well, all the way down. This is hello. This is by Annie's. I think it's Carmen Heffernan, but it's Annie Design Crochet. Please say that's Carmen Heffernan, and I'm not making up 2 different people. Yes, Carmen. Perfect. Right, yeah. It's one of her patterns. I can't remember the name of it, but I will link it below. There's a chart with it, and I used Yarn Smith's Lagoon DK for the yarn. Are you getting yourself comfy? And then lastly, this is a cardigan. I just had the yarn, and I didn't have enough for anything else. I mean, even the cuff and the neckband is in a different colour because I've run out of yarn, but it's medium-sized cardigan. I've put little buttons on it. This is by Craft and a Cuppa. I usually use her Hexie cardigan tutorial for making cardigans. Just straightforward, and I know what I'm doing. So yeah, that's the finished objects that I can find. There might be a couple more somewhere, but for now that's everything I found. I've got one item that I'm making, and that's for Judy's make along. This month we have to make a asymmetrical triangle, which is what this will be. This is it's an Instagram, not Instagram. It's a Pinterest chart I found. I have made a shawl with this, which I actually sold already. I mean, it was on Pinterest, and I'm pretty sure it was free. So if you're interested, I don't know if it's going to be backwards, but that's the chart for it. Really, it's a really good triangular shawl. This I've done in about 2 evenings. For me, that's fast. The colours of the... See, most of the colours I like, but sometimes it goes into this green that I'm not really keen on. Like here. yeah, I mean, the colours are not my favourite, but I've got one cakes of this, so I'm just going to use it up. Then I've used it up and I've made something useful. So yeah, I'll have to finish this towards by the end of the month, get it sent over to Judy for her make along. So yeah, that's everything that I've been working on and I finished. The only news really that I've got is I have, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have probably seen by now. I have restarted my website. It's not currently under craftywool.com. It will be hopefully soon. For the time being, it's craftywool.someupstore.com. I'll have it linked below. Just because I've managed to come up with a platform which interlinks with my bank account that I use for everything to do with Crafty Wool. I didn't realise that they could provide you with a free website. So why not? There are limitations to it, unfortunately, but you know, I'll just take it because I had such a bad experience with Wix. I just decided to do the simplest thing, the most straightforward thing that I could. So yeah, I'll have the shop linked below. I've uploaded quite a few bits of yarn already. All things that you would have seen before, but they are back up and linked again. I am creating a new yarn club. Now it will have, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably would have seen some teasers. You might have guessed the team already. If not, keep guessing. By the end of June, it will be fully revealed with colour palettes, colour palettes and everything. The information will be not linked. The information will be with the listing. It's really detailed. It's all there. Anything that you can think of, I think I answered. It's just gonna work a lot better for me this time than it did last time. Just because it's going to be a limited yarn club in the sense of you can only purchase it for so long in the month, otherwise it will be the next club you can buy, because just I work out full time. I need to do what I'm capable of doing alongside my full-time paying job. Yeah, so I am really excited about the theme of the club because it's something that it's my comfort thing, which when we get to it I'll explain. And I think it's gonna be popular with a lot of people. People grew up with it, all different generations. So hopefully everyone's going to enjoy it as much as I am, and with how much I'm looking forward to doing it, I do hope everyone will enjoy it too. So yeah, keep checking out for those teasers. I do try to upload them on here as well, but Instagram's probably the best to keep on top of things with. So yeah, that's everything I've got this time. Next video will probably be with the information on the Yarn Club, which hopefully should be a bit shorter. So yeah, thank you very much for watching it for this long and being here for this long. It's not my, creating videos isn't within my comfort zone, but it is something that I do want to do. So anyone who watches it and leaves a comment and a like, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me, just to be back in this community and be be part of the, I don't know where I'm going with this, be part of the team, basically, of the YouTube crochet creators. So yeah. So thank you very much again for watching. Any questions, please feel free to ask. I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks very much, everyone, and take care. I'll see you next time.